I don't give a flying into a rolling donut about what Al Pacino thinks.
Let me put it this way. The only one who suffers when Al is working is Al.
Al Pacino, a name synonymous with cinematic excellence, is an actor whose performances have shaped the very fabric of Hollywood. His intensity, dedication, and unwavering commitment to his craft have made him one of the most revered figures in film history.
Boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn out, their legs ripped off.
Yet, behind the mesmerizing performances and critical acclaim lies a reputation for being difficult to work with. Pacino's passion, while the key to his brilliance, has often led to clashes with directors, co-stars, and studio executives. From heated disputes on set to near firings, his journey through the industry has been anything but smooth.
I have witnesses for my client. I have character references, testimonials.
Pacino's relentless pursuit of perfection has led to disagreements with some of the most respected filmmakers of his era. Sidney Lumet, the acclaimed director of Dog Day Afternoon, once found himself at odds with the actor over his portrayal of Sonny Wartzik.
Generally, if you've had a hit, you get together again for another movie. If you've had a flop, you rarely get together again for another movie.
Pacino, deeply immersed in the role, insisted on reshooting the entire first day's footage, convinced he had misjudged the character's energy.
Now, you gotta understand something. If we leave the country, there's no coming back here.
Sidney Lumet came up to me during the filming of this, and he said, "Al, it's out of our hands, buddy."
He wanted to throw everything out and start over, a crew member recalled. Sidney wasn't pleased, but he respected Pacino's instincts. This was not an isolated incident. On Justice for All,
Congratulations, counsel.
Oh, thank you very much. What did I do?
Norman Jewison reportedly faced resistance from Pacino over the climactic courtroom scene. The actor, believing he had not delivered the full emotional weight of the moment, demanded a reshoot. While frustrating for Jewison, Pacino's persistence resulted in one of the most memorable tirades in legal drama history.
Is not gonna get that man today? No. Because I'm gonna get him!
Then there was Cruising, William Friedkin's controversial thriller exploring New York's underground S&M scene. Pacino, known for his immersive method acting, struggled with the character's ambiguity.
Aren't we all? Want to dance?
Friedkin later expressed disappointment, suggesting that Pacino failed to engage fully with the material.
I cared a lot, for example, about what Tommy Lee Jones thought, because this guy was a brilliant, professional, prepared actor. And he would think about his character more than the director, more than me. He would come to the set with absolutely brilliant ideas. And I don't feel the same about Pacino.
Al was often late, and he didn't bring as much to the role as I had hoped, Friedkin lamented. For his part, Pacino admitted he was uncertain about the film's message and how his character's journey should be interpreted.
Red one, please. See anything you want?
I'm gonna go home and think about it.
I'm sure you'll make the right choice.
It wasn't only directors who found working with Pacino to be a challenging experience. During the filming of The Godfather, tension simmered between Pacino and Marlon Brando.
Now, Mo Green will sell us his share of the casino and the hotel, so it can be completely owned by the family. Tom?
Hey, Mike, are you sure about that? Mo loves the business. He never said nothing to me about selling.
Well, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
While both men were method actors, Brando's unpredictability and insistence on reading lines from cue cards frustrated Pacino, who was striving to craft a deeply internalized portrayal of Michael Corleone.
That was a very difficult time, more for Francis. I remember, since I didn't know what I was getting into.
You took Freddie in because the Corleone family bankrolled your casino, because the Molinari family on the coast guaranteed his safety. Now we're talking business. Let's talk business.
The studio didn't want me. Coppola almost fired me. And then there was Brando, Pacino later reflected. I was intimidated by him, but I also struggled with the way he worked.
They were going to fire me about 2 weeks into it. They didn't care for what they were seeing.
On Scarecrow, Pacino's 1973 road movie with Gene Hackman, the two legends found themselves at odds.
Eat cantaloupe, you beleaguered rhinoceros!
Hackman, known for his no-nonsense approach, clashed with Pacino's method-driven process.
You're a scarecrow.
I'm a scarecrow, man.
You're also an asshole.
Hey, no.
You're also a scarecrow, too.
Okay. But I'm like you, huh?
That was the toughest film I ever made, Pacino confessed years later. Their on-set tension was palpable, but the resulting performances were nothing short of electrifying.
George, hey, what the hell happened? I got Frank on the wire here. You want to talk to him?
Before Pacino even had the chance to prove himself, he had to fight his way into roles that studios deemed him unfit for.
It's mixed up in drugs. I'm talking about a dishonest cop, a crooked cop who got mixed up in the rackets and got what was coming.
The Godfather nearly slipped through his fingers, as Paramount executives were unimpressed with his stature and relative obscurity.
Once Francis wanted me in the film, nobody else did. Paramount didn't want me.
The studio had envisioned an established star, perhaps Jack Nicholson, Robert Redford, or Warren Beatty. But Francis Ford Coppola saw something in Pacino that others didn't. I wanted an unknown, someone who looked like he could actually be in a Sicilian crime family, Coppola recalled. The studio wanted James Caan. They thought Pacino was too short. The tension reached a boiling point early in production.
The power of the role was in the transition from this kid you don't quite know who he is, where he's going. And then, before you know it, he becomes this leader.
After a week of shooting, the studio was unconvinced by Pacino's understated performance and was on the verge of replacing him. I thought I was gone, Pacino later admitted. Coppola had to fight to keep me there. A fortuitous moment came when the studio saw the rushes of the now iconic restaurant assassination scene. Suddenly, Pacino was indispensable.
I don't care what Salezzo says about a deal. He's going to kill Pop. That's it. That's the key for him. Gotta get Salezzo.
Despite the clashes, the disagreements, and the near misses, Al Pacino's legacy is one of cinematic greatness. His insistence on absolute authenticity may have caused friction.
Well, it's extraordinary. I've reacted to it as many ways as you could possibly react.
But it also resulted in performances that continue to captivate audiences worldwide. I've always believed in giving everything to a role, Pacino once said. Sometimes that means you fight for what you think is right, but in the end, the work speaks for itself. And indeed it does.
He said he had some business. He said give him a call when the party started.
We'll give him a call.
The battles behind the scenes may have been arduous, but they shaped a career that remains unmatched in its intensity, its brilliance, and its unwavering commitment to the art of acting.